Once the bustling heart of suburban America, shopping malls were not just places to buy things. They were social hubs, teenage hangouts, and weekend family destinations. But now, many lie in ruins. Their corridors echo only with silence, their escalators frozen in time. Today, we unravel the mystery of what truly caused the death of malls, and why it matters more than ever. Malls were the beating heart of consumer culture. From the 1950s to the early 2000s, they weren't just retail centers. They symbolized the American dream. After World War II, suburbanization exploded. As families moved away from urban centers, malls followed, providing convenience, variety, and a climate-controlled escape. The first mall, Southdale Center in Edina, Minnesota, opened in 1956, and it changed everything. With department stores anchoring both ends and dozens of retailers in between, it became the blueprint for thousands of others. At their peak in the 1990s, there were over 1,500 malls in America. For many, going to the mall was a ritual. First dates, prom shopping, Cinnabon cravings, all played out under those skylights. It was a space that combined capitalism and community like no other. Fast forward to today. More than 25% of malls in the U.S. are expected to shut down within the next 5 years, and dozens have already been demolished or sit abandoned. So, what happened? One of the most cited reasons is the meteoric rise of e-commerce. In 2000, online sales made up less than 1% of total retail. Today, that number has ballooned to over 22% globally, with Amazon leading the charge. Why drive to the mall, fight for parking, and wait in lines when you can get what you want with a click? The convenience factor is massive. 24/7 shopping, home delivery, price comparison tools, and reviews at your fingertips. Malls simply couldn't compete with that level of ease and personalization. But is that the whole story? In the 1980s and 90s, developers went on a mall building spree. But America was already saturated. At one point, there were 24 square feet of retail space per person, far more than any other country in the world. What followed was retail cannibalization. Newer malls poached customers from older ones. As anchor stores like Macy's or JCPenney moved to fresher locations, older malls were left with empty units, fewer footfalls, and rising maintenance costs. It became a retail arms race, and many malls simply couldn't keep up. Anchor stores were the backbone of malls. But even the giants began to fall. Sears, once a titan of retail, filed for bankruptcy in 2018. JCPenney, a household name for over a century, followed shortly after. These closures weren't just symbolic. They were devastating for smaller retailers. Without anchor tenants drawing traffic, footfall decreased, which led to a domino effect. Fewer visitors meant fewer sales, which led to more closures, which led to even fewer visitors. This vicious cycle spelled doom for hundreds of malls. Today's consumers, especially Gen Z and millennials, value experiences over possessions. They're less interested in malls full of cookie-cutter brands and more drawn to authentic, curated, or local shopping experiences. They prefer sipping craft coffee in indie cafes, browsing boutique stores, or shopping directly on Instagram or TikTok. Add to that the growing concern over fast fashion, ethical sourcing, and sustainability. And suddenly, big box malls start to feel outdated, even irrelevant. The Great Recession hit the retail sector hard. Consumer spending plummeted. Many mall retailers filed for bankruptcy, and credit dried up for commercial real estate developers. While some malls recovered, many never bounced back. The crisis exposed just how fragile the mall model really was, and how over-leveraged many mall operators had become. And then came the COVID-19 pandemic. Overnight, malls became ghost towns. Lockdowns forced closures, online sales soared, and remote work meant fewer people commuting to urban or suburban centers. While some malls tried to pivot, offering curbside pickup or becoming vaccine centers, many just couldn't survive the sudden and severe drop in foot traffic. In many ways, COVID didn't kill the mall. It just accelerated its inevitable decline. But here's the twist. Not all malls are dying. In fact, some are thriving by reinventing themselves. Luxury malls, lifestyle centers, and experience-based destinations are booming. Think of Westfield's Century City, which added fine dining, cinemas, and rooftop yoga. Or American Dream in New Jersey, with its ski slope, amusement park, and aquarium. The message is clear. Adapt or perish. So what lies ahead? Some malls are being repurposed into residential complexes, schools, hospitals, or even churches. Others are being turned into data centers, fulfillment hubs, or co-working spaces. In places like Austin, former malls have been reborn as tech campuses. And then there's the hybrid model, blending retail, entertainment, healthcare, and housing, a modern town square for the 21st century. Could this be the next chapter in the story of malls? For many of us, malls weren't just places to shop. They were where we grew up, where we made memories, where we learned what freedom felt like. The scent of buttery pretzels, the excitement of a new CD, the awkward first kiss by the fountain. It's all part of a shared cultural history. The decline of malls feels like the end of a more innocent time. The death of malls is not just an economic story. It's a human one. A tale of how our habits, values, and technologies evolve. A story of how the places that once brought us together can become relics almost overnight. But maybe, just maybe, this isn't the end. Just the beginning of a new kind of space.